Hello everyone. Let's continue with our discussion on design for reliability. There are basically five causes which have been identified for the cause of unreliability. The first one is design mistakes. Among the common design errors are failure to include all important operation factors, incomplete information on loads and environmental conditions, erroneous calculations, and poor selection of the material. Alright, the second type of uh, cause is manufacturing defect. Although the design may be free from error, defects introduced at some stage in manufacturing may degrade it. All right, common examples are, let's say, poor surface finish or sharp edges that lead to fatigue cracks. Okay, decarbonization or quench cracks in heat treated steel. Elimination of defects in manufacturing is a key responsibility of the manufacturing engineering staff, but a strong relationship with the research and development function may be required to achieve it. Manufacturing errors produced by the production workforce are due to such factors as lack of proper instruction or specifications, insufficient supervision, poor working environment, unrealistic production quota, inadequate training, and poor motivation. The third cause of unreliability can be counted as maintenance. All right, most engineering systems are designed on the assumption they will receive adequate maintenance at specified periods. When maintenance is neglected or is improperly performed, service life will suffer. Right, since many customer products do not receive proper maintenance by their owners, a good design strategy is to design products that do not require maintenance. That's so simple, right? The fourth uh, heading would be exceeding design limits. Like if the operator exceeds a design temperature, design speed, or another variable for which it is designed, the equipment is likely to fail. All right, and the fifth cause for unreliability would be environmental factors, subjecting equipment to environmental conditions for which it is not designed, such as rain or high humidity or very chilly weather conditions, which are usually great shorteners of its service life. Now, the let's talk about the sources of reliability data. Data on the reliability of product clearly is highly proprietary to its manufacturer. However, the United States Defense and Space Program have created a strong interest in reliability, and this had resulted in the compilation of large amount of data on failure rates and failure modes. The Reliability Information Analysis Center RIAC is sponsored by the Defense Information Analysis Center, that is DoD, and has for many years collected failure data on electronic components, and extensively reliability data on electronic component is available online. Also, reliability data on non-electronic components is also available. Right. Data and failure rate for wide section of mechanical component is given by Fisher and Fisher, which can be accessible. All right. Now let's talk about the cost of reliability, which can be understood by the help of this graph. All right, the reliability costs money, that we all know, but cost nearly always is less than the cost of unreliability. The cost of reliability comes from the extra costs associated with designing and producing more reliable components. Testing for reliability and training and maintaining the reliability organization has been shown over here. All right, this shows the cost of manufacture is increasing, and the reliability manufacture of increasing the reliability of a product. The costs of design and manufacture increase with the product reliability. Moreover, the slope of curve increases, and each incremental increase in reliability becomes harder to achieve. The costs of product after delivery to the customer, mainly warranty or replacement cost and reputation of supplier, decrease with increasing reliability, right? And the summation of these two curves produces a total cost curve. right? Which has a minimum at an optimum level. Okay, so like this, there are 33 other types of analysis established the optimum schedule for part replacement to minimize the cost. So this is how we conclude the design for reliability. Thank you.